think it would be a little bit easier on me if we just gave up the source. I feel like had I spent more time leveling my party and they were 20 rather than 19, this fight would be different. With this, I'm wondering though, if we look at their spells, let's just make a quick observation, right? We have all these divinity spells they know. They don't really have armed because of... See, I don't like this because it heals characters in its path. She has a butt load of these. So we could like throw all these on, right? And kind of just like hope for the best. Even still, I don't think they'd be that strong with them. I think the smarter move and the better move is to just kind of go in there and be like, hey guys, we'll be your friends. Which kind of sucks because it's gonna bone Ivan.
Dallas told me about your divine welcome.
If you want to hear this conversation, go to my last episode. I've gone over it several times. There's just gonna be one variation tonight.
Lucian, you betrayed. And for what?
If there were many
Lucian.
Yes.
That is not. A skull is revealed.
I am.
Aren't they just full of surprises?
Let's just keep going on the ones I've decided.
Of course.
Silent, our king.
With the source they stole from the veil, the Seven created the races so they would have.
Press on what's happening next.
The Seven made
The Sevens. When we are done, there shall be no more source.
Does he truly seek the greater good?
He hesitates.
Here is the truth. My
So, like,
mistake meant all those sacrifices were for naught.
I just feel like it's convincing enough.
Sacrifices must have meaning. They must stop the void once and for all.
Yeah.
My people cannot be.
There is.
I was a child. It was hell. The cruel. My father. But now.
All of this once again covered in the last episode.
Yes.
Dallas's reasons weren't mine to question. All that ever mattered to me was peace. Peace for Riverlong. Peace for me. Whatever the means.
As Kevin Internal becomes a general and divine.
We are on the precipice.
I'm gonna go with Lucian wants peace, asks brutal question.
Dallas sought the slurp.
One more word.
I had to hide. As divine, I was created, empowered to stop the void. I was the avatar of the Seven, their strength and their weakness. My bond to them allowed me to drain them of their source.
Let them continue.
The Terra now contains almost.
The void shall be a false divide.
The plan is almost.
We have made so many sacrifices, God-woken. All of us. Of ourselves and those we love.
Decide. Be the true hero and give up your.
There is no other way. We only lack yours.
Mark that the plan means there shall be no true divine.
You understand.
The world shall not know this. I shall return from the grave, a divine without power. Yet all who desire power shall fear me.
Alright.
I shall carry the secret.
Note that giving up one source renders one the silent monk.
As I say, one last sacrifice is required. Yours.
Been a long enough talk.
More than enough. Far more.
Ifan unsheaths his weapon. He stands
I'm gonna stop Ipan this time.
You know what this means to me.
Ifan gives you a hard look. His fingers twitch on his weapon, and he hesitates.
But I trust my friends. More than I trust myself. And I trust that you merely delay my vengeance, not deny it outright.
Show some responsibility. Surrender.
You'll be a hero. Everyone will know the sacrifice you'll make. your name will be synonymous with the survival of Rivellon.
The last time I obeyed Lucian, countless innocents died. Surrender my source. He should surrender his life.
But our souls? There has to be another way.
I'm gonna be the sacrifice.
Good.
Yes, very good.
She raises what looks like a leash. A chuckle emerges from beneath Vredeman's hood. The chuckle becomes a guffaw, booming and hateful. Dallas flicks her wrist, and nothing happens.
Oh, Dallas. Sweet.
Okay, this actually is working out better than I thought it would.
How? What? The leash is cut!
A bright observation from a bilious imbecile. You know people often become sloppy when they're close to achieving their dream. You left the leashing wand next to me, you stupid maggot. So accustomed had you become to me, pretending to be your slave.
Kill him.
Do shut up, you tedious buffoon, and don't look so surprised, as if I would allow a bone bag to enslave me. Me!
Sit back and enjoy Dallas and Lucian's discomfort.
They thought themselves well in control, but there is only one master scheme that must come to fruition. My divinity!
Oh man, this time's
Or
like
did you
way
really
cooler.
think I'd play slavishly along with your ridiculous scheme, Dallas? Yes, I played my part of the servile stooge. But know this. It was only about the power of divinity.
Kill him now.
Too late, you moldering, blight-stained pigs. Grant me power, my ally. God King, I call on you.
And I wish I could give it to somebody else. Kill Brackus if you think you can. Oh, this is way better. I just have to kill Brackus. I'm gonna focus him.
God King hears my
I know he's got a bunch of ads, but like,
to your
killing his ads,
come to the Source King.
I don't know, maybe we should focus him. He's so hard to hit though, the Kraken. Let's get Brackus first. Because he's obviously main target. And then we'll go after the Kraken next. Because the rest of these guys are like, they hurt, but they're kind of small fry, right? Hit all attacks of opportunity before he hits his target. Cool. Oh my god. This ending was definitely made for if you just didn't feel like you were gonna get through those fights. Which I didn't. Which I didn't. Dagger. Where's he at? He's over here. Okay. Let's pop these guys. Oh no. I kind of just jumped out of range for those. Let's drop my Bone Widow here. And hold on for a minute. Okay. I wonder if Fane had that power, and I just like never got to see it because You didn't like me? Still kind of sad about that. Could have been friends. Hmm. I feel like they're all going after Ifin. Try to not allow that to happen. Get up there. Crap. I guess we could poke out one of these other dudes, right? No, I don't want to put the wolf up there because you know he's gonna move like an idiot. Ground too far away. That's alright. I'll take the 10% not to stand up next to that other guy. Easy way out? Yeah, but I'm cool with it. I think I've put enough time into this game that I'm not too worried about feeling cheesed about it. I'm feeling now that I should have spent more time early on kind of finding guidance in the earlier levels. I think that would have helped me progress a little bit faster. I wonder also too, being on the different combat system, if that would have helped. Or rather than classic, just do normal. That's what I'm thinking. Just really want to mess him up. Where'd she go? Oh, she just cast that. Still have infinite source, right? So that... There's no way I can get him out of that, is there? Mod petrified. Silence mad. No. Hmm. Let's get rid of... her here so she can help her team. Where'd he go? Oh, he's back here. Just need to keep killing Brachus. Oh. God. Still losing people. Wait, but I have a lot more of these, right? Oh shit, he can't cast it. He's gone too far. Son of a bitch. Can he get up? Save it for next turn. Oh, shit. Shit, really? God. Need to keep my people up. Alright, so big heal. Oh god, don't go after my dude. Oh dude, another fucking mob. Oh, of course he's gonna go after Ivan. Why wouldn't he go after Ivan? Oh my god, so annoyed. Man, this fight is already super tough. Oh my god. Can I grab him? Yes, I can. Okay, so Rakus is on the ground. God, it killed her again. Oh my god. Might still have to do this fight again, even with everyone's help. This is madness. Oh my god. I'm still gonna die. This is an insane fight. Yeah, there's no way I could have done this by myself. Fighting everybody else. I lost. Dude, they're just like one-shotting my peeps. That one attack did so much damage that it literally took all of these guys' health away. That's insane. I'm gonna save at the beginning of that fight.
Sabine, Dallas told me about your divine.
The divine youth.
What a
Lucian.
Luke, you and
if there were men. Yeah.
Dallas.
I am.
Fear not, good Lucan. Dallas is
I shall long
Of course.
silent our king.
with the source they stole from the veil.
The seven.
When we
My people cannot be allowed.
They-
It was the crew. My father. But now
The hammers.
he never.
Dallas's reasons weren't mine to question. All that ever mattered to me was peace. Peace for River. While Dallas,
One more.
I had to as divine. I was created.
The Eterran.
The void of false.
The planet.
We have made.
Decide.
There is no. We only lack yours.
And let's get this over
More
with.
than enough.
Ifan unsheaths his weapon. He stands by your side with every.
You.
Ifan gives you.
But I trust my... And I trust...
Shows.
You'll be a hit.
The last time...
Our souls. There has to be another way.
Good.
Yes.
She raises what?
How?
A bright you let it douche.
Yes.
Or did you kill? Too late, you mouldering blood. You would interrupt.
Okay. Once this is over with, I'm gonna do a quick save so I don't have to do that every single time. But I have got to figure out how to keep my party up in fighting this. So I'm going to have...
Here's my call. He sends a companion to your father.
I'll have Ifin directly going after Brachus. I don't know how to even get after this thing though. That's all the movement stopped, and it's my turn. Then I'll go ahead and F5.
Right where I was.
Cause like I thought I was pumping the defense on my guys, but like did not last. I don't think Dallas is helping keep any of my people alive either. Do a quick save from this slot, this spot. Cool. Or did that bug out the game? No, okay. Okay. Jump to here. I'm gonna do a spell here. No, because it puts you out of range again. Bone spider here. Disappear. Okay. So let's trap these guys here. I don't want to do that. I think that's going to be useful. Damn. Okay. Have her in the middle of everybody. Alright. We need to work on these ads, obviously. Okay. Him here. It's kind of a hidden spot. Oh, that blocks that though. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. I don't even know why I have this. I don't want to give that up. Okay. I don't want to, like, I want to use, like, one more thing. Is he blessed? He's not blessed. So let's go ahead and do that. He hides. Pick up the heat from this. Go after Solomon. Okay, what do we have? Just work those two guys down. Actually, you know what? Next turn, I'm gonna move him closer to Brachus and because that portal Brachus to him was clutch. Oh, nice. Just gonna wait this out. See where people move. That way she'll have a full turn next turn. Okay. Beast. All his armor back. Oh, that costs 3. Shit. There we go. First he fortified him. How much? Damn it. Kind of annoyed that there's no summoning sickness. Like in most games, there's a period of time where you cannot deal damage because you're summoned. Most RPGs have it. For some reason, this one does not. Okay, cool. Oh, he's gonna go after my boy Ivan. Literally attacked. Trying to attack a target that is right next to him. Don't understand. First he's out of range. Alright, he's stuck. Give it to Mara. Now's the time. Siphon. Cast this bad boy here. Just move a little bit closer. Nice. Oh yeah, go over and hit him. Okay, I feel like this is slightly going better, but like, I say that in the sense that like, one hit kills are still very possible. Okay, living on the edge to the Soul Wolf. Need her to move closer. Shit, how close can you get? Oh, I knew that was gonna be. Try to stick with one, but oh well. Why did she shoot him? What was the point of that? How many knockdown arrows left? I should have a bunch, right? Should I use them all? There they are. Okay. Do this. Big heals on yourself. Jesus Christ. Not gonna lie, if she doesn't make it, I'm not gonna be that upset. So many ads. Oh no. Alright, everybody, that's my ally. Do something effective. That's pretty effective. How much would it cost her to get up there? Okay. This. So I'm hoping this is last turn. Because we have got him against the ropes. It's already poisoned. Let's just hit him. Where are you going? Oh. To beat the hell out of everybody on the platform. That's fine. Nice. Nice. Interesting to go after the bone totem, but you know, that's what you feel is effective. Oh, that didn't hit her at all. Oh god. Yeah, well, he can't die. So Bill definitely can't. So can Brachus. Don't know why he went after Brachus that, however, but whatever. Okay. So... safety first. Crippling shot does a lot more damage. Oh, nice.
Brachus Rex, the Source King of Legends, lies dead once more, perhaps even for good. Dallis, badly weakened, looks to you.
The future of all that is depends on you, and you alone.
So here we are. The end of it all.
Ifan reaches out to hold your hand.
Nobody I'd rather see this whole thing through with. I trust you. I trust your judgment.
Use his hand and say that you trust him too.
Ifan smiles and kisses you on the cheek.
Well then, let's do this.
Ifan keeps your hand held tight in his own as you stride One damned intimidating pair to what awaits.
Wrong. About power, I mean. I was always kidding myself that I could only help my people if I were free. Lead them by example, you know. Thing is, I can never be free. So I must choose the dwarven people's liberty in exchange for my own. I know you'll have my back when I return to them, just like I've got yours.
Vow deeply and promise you'll choose wisely as befits his people.
Beast bows in return. There's no denying the glint in his eye. Whatever the future holds, he is game for it. You think back on your journey here, on all that you have seen and done. You think of the Magisters and the sorcerers they hunted, and of the good and the evil on both sides.
I'm just watching everyone's health.
You think of how the Eternals came as Voidwoken to reclaim their stolen world. You look at the source around you. The power is immense. Divinity at your fingertips. You think of what you could do with such power. The rights you'd wrong, the wars you'd win. You marvel at your journey and how it has changed you. You think of those you left behind, and of those you met along the way, who stood by you or against you. It's time to choose your fate, and the fate of all you hold dear. What shall it be? Shall you be divine?
Take a deep breath, then claim divinity.
After all that you have been through, and all that you have done, all that you have become, the Aeteran lies in front of you. Divinity is yours to take. Or to sacrifice. What you do next decides your own fate and the future of the world. What shall you do with divinity?
Oh man, what do I want to do? Fulfill your destiny as the Godwoken, become the new divine. Allow yourself, all the world to be purged of its source. Give the source back to all the people. Release divinity into the world, where everyone is divine, no one is divine. What about the void? I'm gonna allow myself and the world to be purged of its source.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. Dallas the Hammer, the secret Eternal, purged the Godwoken and used the Source to close the veil to the void. The world was saved. Statues in memory of the Godwoken who sacrificed their Source were erected all across Rivellon. They would never be forgotten.
It was the only way to close the void, right?
The half-demon Malady took pity on the soulless Godwoken silent monks and brought them to the Hall of Echoes. There, from the scraps of their souls that remained, she restored them to life.
Oh, nice.
Sorcerers no more, they lived out the rest of their lives, freed of the burden of being the Godwoken, freed from the weight of the world. As for me, the Godwoken sacrifice severed the link that bound the Sworn to the God King, and I was finally free. To atone for my sins, I spent the rest of my days taking care of the sick and elderly, telling the story of the Godwoken, that the world may never forget the greatest heroes Rivellon had ever seen.
I think this is a good ending. Stoked about it.
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here she looks almost angelic.
Ah, there you are. More than a silent monstrosity, less than a god. In the end, I'm not totally convinced it was worth my while to restore your consciousness, seeing what you've done with it so far. Where did I go wrong?
So you're sorry if you disappointed her, but you had to do what was right.
Ugh. I'd been counting on sacrificing my health and happiness for a future god, you know, not a silent monk in waiting. Never mind. I'll find another way.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it, but instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. Sacrificed much. And I'd have given even more to see you fulfill your destiny.
She looks you up and down.
I guess this will have to do. Take a moment, why don't you? Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same.
Tell her Lady Vengeance looks as good as new. How did she do it?
The same way I do everything, of course. Demonic guile.
That's where she plans to go.
Oh, I don't know. Around and about. Treat myself to some mead, a level 300. I'd say we've earned it. Perhaps our paths will cross again. Perhaps not. Until we find out.
Well, look what the cat dragged in. A silent monk. At least that's what you would be if it weren't for Natalie. To be fair, you are barely more powerful than one, now that the source has been ripped from you. And even more ripped from me.
Beast brushes detritus from his beard, sand, skin, and whatever else might have accumulated there. He takes a deep breath when he sees you.
I never thought I'd be smelling the sea breeze again. Figured we'd all be shuffling around as silent monks right now, so the air seems extra sweet, if you get what I'm saying. More malady magicalness, I'm guessing.
Wonder what he'll get up to next.
Beast's lips twitch and his eyes glimmer.
What's a story you want? Well, then it's a story you'll get. The beast of the sea rose triumphant, guiding his fellow Godwoken from an island prison to a final hurrah. He boarded the Lady Vengeance, now inexplicably whole due to magic a beast could never understand, and returned to his homeland. Then began the process of rebuilding, restoring trust, handing out hope, serving his people. Huh. Guess that one doesn't really end with a bang. But that's alright. You know, it's a work in progress.
Be on your way.
Well, Quirkers, look who finally graced us with their presence. I suppose some thanks are in order.
Shake your head. He doesn't have to thank you for anything.
No, you should be thanking me. I just saved the world from the Great Acorn. You're welcome, by the way. Honestly, Quirkers, some creatures have no sense of perspective.
Sir, lower and repeat that you saved the world.
A grin slowly spreads across the squirrel's small face.
Of course, had you not stopped this God King and his lackeys, there would have been very little left for me to say.
The cat moves forward, twisting around your legs and filling the air with the sound of dry, dusty purring.
Ah, Quackers! Please have a little decorum.
Laugh and tell Sir Laura they've been through a lot. He should relax.
This battle is won, my friend, but we still have a war to fight. We've undone the Great Acorn, but the Knights of Dre are still out there. They summoned the Great Acorn once. They will be able to summon it again. We have to destroy their order, once and for all. That is the future Quirkers and I have ahead of us. We no longer need a shield, but we are very happy to have a friend.
Register Lore and explain that it's been an honor. If he ever needs your help again, he's welcome to
The honor
ask.
is all mine. I pray we will not need to pour on you, but I am grateful for the offer. I never thought I would be proud to have befriended a giant, but there is no one I... Ow! Marcus! There is no one that we would rather have walked this world with. I do not know what comes next for you, but you will always have a friend in the forest. Come, Quercus, we must... Oh, I think you have something in your eye, my friend.
The cat curls up and snuggles into his squirrel friend, who quietly sits and sniffs.
I always thought that those who resorted to self-sacrifice were lacking in imagination. I must admit, that was rather noble of you.
Ask him what he makes of the new state of the world.
A world without source is one that will need individuals of wit and intellect. A sharp mind is the only magic now. I believe I shall enjoy this new world very much.
Ask him what he'll do.
That is the question, isn't it? How does one top the greatest feat of necromancy ever conceived? I might have the answer to that. Tell me, have you ever heard of Gustavgen? No, of course you wouldn't. It's a written language, unreadable to most, but myself naturally. It comes from a mysterious race from another world, beings that feed on minds. I intend to seek them out. This Gustavgen seems to guard portals to their realm. Once I've uncovered one, well, why settle for being the greatest mind in just one world, and there's another for the taking?
Losa looks at you intently, as though searching for defects. She smiles and inclines her head.
Are you okay?
Never really learned much about that kid.
No more powers. Don't worry, darling. I know you have plenty of other qualities.
Remark that you hope she's reformed her ways after winning back her freedom.
Reform my ways? How adorable. No, I'm afraid I cannot escape who I am and what I've done.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. She smiles coyly, then slinks forward to kiss you.
Says to advance.
Noah pouts in disappointment, but it quickly morphs into a devilish grin.
Oh, no matter. We'll always have our first kiss. I haven't been quite able to put it out of my mind. Just as I'm sure you won't be able to put me out of your mind.
That's what's next for her.
Who knows? A nice cottage someplace quiet for Mahali and I. A roaring fire and a feather bed. Maybe. Maybe. But a girl needs some fun, doesn't she?
Take your leave. Oh. Hey, Bane.
I suppose it's time for me to explore a new form of eternity.
Yeah. Jerk.
Ah, the betrayer.
Nefan folds his arms and steps back from you, as if your presence is toxic.
I suppose this is proof I've got really bad taste in friends. To say nothing of lovers. After all that we've been through since Fort Joy, after all that, to end up with Lucian once more, to settle for abject corruption over change.
He fixes you with a steely gaze, eyes burnished pebbles of hatred. Any remnants of the tenderness of your night together has been extinguished. You see before you only a feral animal, baring his teeth in rage.
Reach out to take his hand.
Rearing back, he clouts your hand away.
Oh, this is sad.
On his face.
All that is over. I can't believe I fell for it. I can't believe I fell for you.
How?
You listened to Lucian. You obeyed Lucian. After everything he did, you allowed him to take our source. And now you have restored a tyrant to power. I intend to spend the remainder of my days seeking to undo what you have done. It may not be possible, But when did that ever stop me before?
Ifan pauses, as if about to say something else, then shakes his head. With one last nod.
Kinda shitty, homeboy.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again.
Mark, that is good to see her. Lady Vengeance has been dependable
I will
ally.
always be an ally to those that carry swords, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old. And so, as always, I am at the ready.
Not silently, it's time to depart.
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, just as it always did. The sails flutter in the wind, just as they always will. And yet, something is different. You are different. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another chapter begins. At last, the world was at peace. As the races united behind Lucian, Arx remained the center of power. The ancient Lizard Empire opened its gates. The houses disbanded, and the Empire adopted a pluralist quasi-democracy.
Okay,
Anyone
well,
could vote for whoever they pleased, as
suck
long
it,
as the
Ifan.
House of Shadows approved.
Okay, well that's not great.
The Dwarven Godwoken returned to the kingdom and assumed the dead queen's throne. The new king ruled with grace and integrity. Lucian made amends to the elves. He gave them lands and vast riches from the coffers of the old divine order. But the elves never forgave him. They would not trust humans again. And in a dark forest on the far side of a desert, well beyond the high seas, the Black Ring came together once more.
Apparently I didn't wipe them out enough.
The island of Fort Joy, the old redoute of the Source King Brachus Rex, was turned over to the people of Driftwood to use as they wished. They turned it into a holiday resort. Reaper's Coast prospered. The fisheries returned, and the fertile farmlands produced the greatest harvests the surviving farmers had ever seen. Blood Moon Island became particularly fecund, its soil producing the greatest crops. A particularly crimson-fleshed orange grown on the island became a delicacy across half the world.
Never made it to Blood Moon Island.
The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood became a center of industry, trade, and transport. Lohar the dwarf became mayor. His time in office was cut short by an unfortunate wound that spontaneously appeared on his neck. Lagan left his over-demanding wife and began a relationship with a local bard. In the spirit of loving generosity, he returned the ring to his now ex-wife. In a fit of rage, she threw it into the sea.
Okay, with the ring.
The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx became a great metropolis, famed for its prosperity, its culture, its diversity, and the willingness of its denizens to stab each other in the back for the slightest advantage. Young Han went into the theatre and became one of the realm's most popular actors.
Still not happy with him for ditching me in the boat.
Almira and Mihaly settled down on the farm. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. She presumed she had them in thrall. The truth was, they just liked her. With no new divine, Malady found herself in a predicament. She had an important problem to solve, but no ally strong enough to call upon, and so her search continued. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard became one of Lucian's most trusted advisors once more. He always knew that something had changed in the divine. He never discovered what that was, or if he did, he never said a word. Mordus scratched out a living, ending up as a short-order cook. After an epiphany arising from the phrase "sunny side up," he started a religion. Upon his death from food poisoning, all 3 of his followers committed suicide.
Man. Wow.
Jehan the demon hunter found himself at a loose end, so he opened a museum of demonic artifacts. He made a fortune. With Lucian in power, Sahala took the elves away from the world. They grew strong once more amidst the trees of the regrown home forest. Some say her plans for revenge will bring about the end of days. Some say only Tova, her mother, holds her back. Lucian returned as divine, united the races, and became Lord Emperor of all Rivellon. Only Dallis knew that he was entirely powerless. Dallis and you. The Eternal, now known as Dallis, was a secret advisor to Lucian and to his successors. For eons she would walk in the world, and would outlive the peoples and all, and wander alone amongst the dying stars. The Beast of the Sea returned to the Dwarven Kingdom, not as a rebel, but as a lawmaker. Merciful and wise, he led the dwarves into an age of prosperity. His grave looks out over the sea.
Interesting that some things are
with a small
rehashed.
band of elves, Ifan ben Mezd replanted the lost elven forests. After the first fresh shoots broke the earth, he disappeared and was never seen again. Some say Afrit, his soul wolf, walks the forests still. And then there was you. You returned to the world as one more elf among many. Your future was yours to decide. Did you accept your new status with humility, or did you rebel? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Very cool. Huh. I wonder, man, that's questions on the different endings. This is like one of those games that I feel like I would love to revisit in the future and kind of take it in a different direction. Okay, so overall thoughts. I thought it was a pretty good game. It's a bit lengthy. The classic difficulty, I could definitely see why people stray away from it. There's some like elements in this game that are not my favorite. One of the things that kind of bothers me is you're always second, no matter what happens. Like, I do not know how much initiative you would actually need to overtake any fight, because it doesn't seem like you could ever out initiative like a new fight. Which, someone who plays D&D, that sucks. There's never been like a fight that you can't take first hit. And the fact that like your enemy is gonna take first hit and do a ton of damage, I didn't like that mechanic. I feel like some of the puzzles were a bit hard to solve without like looking it up. I mean, if you've watched any of this, you know I've been pretty freaking thorough with everything I've touched. I mean, I go into houses, I read all the books, I talk to most of the people. Near the end, I started skipping a lot of people. I think I was just getting a little fatigued with some of this game. Yeah, there were a couple nights where I felt like the fatigue of the game setting in. This is why I do an every other day schedule. So like, if I would have kept playing this game nonstop, I would have missed so much more. But I did like the story. I'm okay with the ending that I chose. I don't understand why we needed to become the Divine. I'm pretty sure that we'd still have the problem with the Void Woken and then the God King. Would be definite issue. Fighting that last fight, I think if we were level 20 or 21, I would have been fine fighting it solo. And since we weren't, it just was a pain, especially on the classic difficulty. I could definitely see interest in dialing it back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was a nice little adventure. It was interesting CRPG. It had plenty of twists, turns, really good side stories, really developed main story. It's kind of like what you want, right, out of your CRPGs. The mechanics, for the most part, were pretty great. I love the spells, and then like the building of your character. You could really kind of build out your characters the way you want. There were times where you're just a little worried about your party comp, and like in a level or two, you even things out, you get the comp to where it needs to be, and it's all gravy. Voice acting I thought was awesome. The music, of course, incredible. So like it was a good CRPG. I'm excited to see what they do with Baldur's Gate. Yeah, one of the better games I played. Like if you're a fantasy RPGs, I'd say give it a try. Just know this one takes a bit of time. And then the definitive edition definitely adds a little bit of time onto everything. Yep. I don't think there's too much else to say. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a good game. They really make you wonder about the different endings, though. There's got to be an insane amount of endings. I'm a little sad that I let Ifin down, though, because I kind of feel like I left him in the cold with Lucian. But like, in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, and this is what happened in the first couple of fights, was that like, when I was hearing their explanation, it just made sense that we had to close the void. And maybe there was just like some parts of the story that I didn't remember of other ways of closing the void, but I don't know. Didn't seem so. Yep. And if I dialed back the difficulty a little bit and went into that last fight, definitely could see going a different way with it. hand, but there was like a lot of fire in this game. Like every fight, fire and poison, and then it would turn into fire. I think my original party comp, I would have changed back to the Red Lizard or that other chick. I didn't know much about her, but I definitely felt Fane was pretty weak. Beast was awesome. He was fun to play. Ifin, strong character. Seville, like, she was off and on. By the end, though, I felt like I wasn't hitting anybody very hard at all. But then that was probably a lot to do with my level. I was pretty underleveled near the end of the game. I think I rushed to the island a little bit too quickly. So, like, the place after you get off of the Fort Joy Island, maybe should have spent a little bit more time there to have enough level. Yep. Gonna just watch the rest of the credits. I'm gonna get some water while it's going. Yeah, because at the beginning I thought Beast was going to be like my tank. But he really didn't end up being my tank, right? He became more of a... Well, he was a little tanky. But not as much as someone with a shield would have been. I think maybe the Red Prince would have filled that slot. I think I got too greedy with his dual wield on everybody. But that's kind of like how I like to develop characters. I really like assassin characters. So Seville was definitely my style. You know, she didn't hit for a lot, but damn, I loved her ability to hide. I loved her necromancy spells. She was fun to play. I just wish she'd spit out a little bit more damage. So maybe a little bit more intelligence would have helped. But, man. Yeah, but I definitely would recommend spending a little bit more time on the previous isles rather than being behind like I was. That might have saved me a bit of time too, because I would have made the fights easier. I think I kind of rushed that Nameless Isle a little bit too. I could have killed the Solomon. I believe you destroy his mirrors, and that's how you kill him. I'm not sure exactly, but... I would like to actually look that up. Oh yeah, and then Baldur's Gate got kicked back, what? It was supposed to come out later this month, but it's been kicked back. Apparently there's an official release broadcast on the 18th, which I'm definitely gonna try to catch. Yeah, my short list of games, it's almost like it shouldn't even exist because like I keep knocking those games down because of new releases. Like what we have, 2 games that I just put on there. I just can't think of it. Well, like Horizon Zero Dawn comes out this week, so that's up on the priority list. And oh man, I picked it up not too long ago. Wow. Death Stranding. That is going to be the next game that I play. And I definitely will put that playthrough on YouTube as well. So I'll be doing my Death Stranding playthrough starting, what is it today? It's Tuesday, so this Thursday, yeah, I'll begin my Death Stranding run. I'll put that on YouTube as well. It'll be on the same channel as you're watching this. If you're watching it on YouTube, I know a lot of my highlight videos make it too, so like, or people watch some of the VODs on Twitch, so I will still have those, and I'll keep putting them in a list. So if you guys want to watch them, let's see. Okay. Are these like Kickstarters? Is Divinity a Kickstarter? Or is this like people that helped early? Oh yeah, it was. It was a Kickstarter. I did not know this. Man, people gave it really high scores. Yeah, I would rate it one of my better games. I would like if you like RPGs, like if you're a Baldur's Gate fan, if you like the first one especially, dude, this is for you. This is definitely one of those games that you can definitely sink your teeth into and put a lot of time in, which I did. I enjoyed it though. I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, this one, man, it took me like around 80 hours, right? Like this was not a short playthrough for me. I'm sure there are ways to metagame it too, and I like to go into games like this kind of blind, which can lead to longer times. But yeah, I don't know how people beat in like 50 hours. I guess if you were just like on exploring mode, or like the other one that is in classic combat. That'd definitely be the play if you wanted to move quickly through it. You know, and sometimes like with CRPGs, difficulty isn't like the difficulty you go through isn't as important. Well, actually, in video games in general, especially for someone who games like I do. You know, I have a full-time job, so 8 hours of my day have to be dedicated to my work. Then afterwards, you know, I like to work out. Um, you know, during these COVID times, I've been working out during the middle of the day, but usually I work out at night. That's why my streams are so short during the weekday. So I don't have all that much time. So like when I play games on a lighter difficulty, it's usually kind of like a time thing. Like if this was all I did, um, and I only liked a certain type of video game, I would up the difficulty all the time. But I have such a rounded, like what I like to play isn't so linear, right? I like to play FPS. I like to play RTS. I like to play strategy. I like to play 4X. I like to play explorers. Like I like video games in general. So like where people are like, "Oh, there's nothing coming out." Like my short list is 20 games long on my channel, right? So if you go to my Twitch, you'll see that I have a short list of games. That is accumulated from like me kind of trying to like rank everything so people know where it's coming next. The actual list is like almost 200 games long now. I have so much that I wanted to play, I want to replay, I want to revisit, that it's just ridiculous. Warframe was one of those, but as you know, like I start off every stream playing some Warframe, so that's good. But yeah, there's plenty of like dungeon or roguelikes, which another game that I love to play. I can sink hundreds of hours in each one because that's, you know, what they're designed to do. You know, I'm gonna revisit a bunch of those. Like Undermine is coming out with a new patch. I think it's actually 1.0 is releasing in a couple days, so like I want to revisit that sometime in the future. Hades, gonna revisit that when it's finally released. Just a lot. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of good games out there. And there's a lot of okay games out there too that I want to try. Like I don't want to just stick to the ones that like did phenomenally well. I definitely want a taste of the ones that did okay. Or the ones that I remember liking. So like Trine 3 this year, you know, diving back into Trine, which I did not realize Trine 4 was out. So yeah, I've got Trine 4 on the list somewhere. It's one that'll make it in. And the worst part is like every time I think about games, I think about more and more that I haven't tried. But I've played so many games that it's just I envy the people that get to make this their job. I know it's a lot of work. Even the little amount of editing that I do before I put these videos up, I know they're pretty raw as far as content. You know, I'll take out big breaks, but they're still raw as far as content. Just because of the time that I have to spend between gaming and work isn't that big. And then like, you know, this channel, I try to improve it little by little as I go. You know, I streamed like 5 years ago playing MMOs, and I wouldn't talk to anybody in chat. I just streamed the thing. I didn't have a cam. Sometimes I would, you know, talk to them in chat. That's it. And then